I needed a sponsor because I didn't have a scholarship. I didn't have the money for a blogged account. I went on the school website, checked for courses. And please, when you receive your medicals, do not open it. So when you go online, you just check for IOM, you find it, and then you go there for your medicals. If you go there with cities, they will ask you to go back and change it to euros. I used English proficiency. They didn't ask me for any IELTS or any other English. Here, I've been here barely a month. Before a month, I got a job already. In Ghana, I didn't like fries. I don't know, but it looks like Belgium has lived up to its name. I really love Belgium. So my visa was approved in 2 days. Hey guys, my name is Harriet. I'm from Ghana, an international student studying in Wether University, Brussels. I study postgraduate in international trade and investment. Yes, I am. I'm Harriet. I'm a student Belgium. I'm a Wether University, Brussels, also known as VUB, and Mazam Hela postgraduate international trade and investment. So we're not in Yeliala, my insane young wakala na selo happen kala toma and selo bala. I chose international trade and investment because personally, I'm someone who really loves to sell. I've been trading most part of my life from even when I was young. I used to sell ice cream and the likes. Fast forward, after university, I was selling. Those who know me know I was into makeup, fashion, basically almost everything. And there's a new business I want to launch, which I want to send to Europe and abroad. So the reason I chose international trade was because I wanted to learn the nature of trade. I want to know how to globalize my business, how to send my business internationally, and as well explore the opportunities that are in Europe and other regions. So that's why I chose international trade. Now for investment, I love money. So anything that's money, I'm there. So of course, I want to learn how to invest as well and any other opportunities that are available in the investment world. Yeah. I really love Belgium. Before coming here, I got a lot of people saying the food, you may not like the food, and the weather is bipolar, But so far, I love everything, to be honest. I love the food. I love the transport system. It's so seamless. You get out on time, join your bus, get down where you are going, voila. The food, I love fries. In Ghana, I didn't like fries. I don't know, but it looks like Belgium has lived up to its name. The home of fries. I've really loved all the fries I've taken here so far. I love the fact that the job system here for students is not so bad, I would say. Comparing to other countries, I've heard people searching for jobs for so many months. Here, I've been here barely a month. Before a month, I got a job already. So, of course, I love Belgium. And also, I love people here. They are friendly. I've met a Ghanaian community here who are really nice to me. I've met some whites that are also nice. And yeah, one important thing, the language. People talk about the language barrier, so don't travel to Europe. It's not that bad, guys. I've met people that speak really good English. Where I work, I meet people who speak English. Even if they can't speak English, a little they know, you can communicate. And that's just part of the reasons I love Belgium. So when I thought about traveling abroad to study, so many countries came to mind. And after weighing my options, I realized Belgium was an affordable country to study. So I actually have a friend in the school that I am in currently. So he helped me with some of the research and information. I went on the school website, checked for courses. I saw the program I wanted to do. The courses were actually listed, the number of credits and all that. So the decision started. We decided to apply, but it wasn't time yet. The school hadn't opened portals for application. So this research was done, mind you, somewhere in March. The school opened in November, and I put my application in. The documents I needed were my degree certificate, my transcript. I used English proficiency. They didn't ask me for any IELTS or any other English thing. So I used my English proficiency from my school, which I had so many years ago. I think they allow it up to 10 years. Yeah. So I submitted that proficiency. Before I spoke to the professor of the program. So I emailed the professor that I want to study in VUB and her program. So she reached back to me, arranged an interview, and wanted to know why I want to study that program. Do I know the visa process? Do I know the financial ways to study here? And this was because she said they give admissions to some students. They are unable to come because of financing, because of the visa process that they don't have an idea about. So I assured her I understood everything, and then she encouraged me to put in my application and let her know when I do. So when I put in my application, I emailed her again. She said, okay, she'll take it up from there when it gets to her turn. So eventually it got to her. She approved and she emailed me. She had approved my admission, so I should receive it soon. In a few weeks, I think in December, that was last year, 2023, I got my admission and I was the happiest in the world as at that time. Okay, so for VUB and my course in particular, I wasn't required to legalize my documents before the application or before admission. I wasn't required to write IELTS or any other exam, but mind you, other schools may require it. And even in VUB, some programs require IELTS and the rest. So don't use my story as a yardstick for or a benchmark for all the schools and all the programs. It depends on your school and the program that you want to study. Okay, so as an international student in Belgium, finding job wasn't really a hassle for me. I came in 6th September, and by October, beginning of October, I started searching for jobs. I was waiting for my student card. The police were supposed to visit me before I get the card, and the police were delaying. And I heard normally, if they don't visit, you don't have your card, you can't work. So I was getting worried. I don't know when this police will come. Then one night I just went online and I just tried my luck, submitted my number to some portals. You know, they didn't even ask, some didn't ask for CV, they just asked for my Belgian number, my address, and then my email. I submitted it. I received a couple of calls. And the first person that called spoke Dutch. When I was like, hello, please, English? No, they cut the call. I got worried. I was like, will I even find a job here? And then a friend told me, don't worry, it will be fine. Then the next day, a different company called me and asked if I was still searching for the job. I said yes. They asked me to come to the office. I went to the office. They asked for my ID card. I gave my student ID. And they said, okay, they needed a Belgium ID card, so I don't have that yet. But the fortunate thing was that I had my Belgian number on my insurance. So I gave them the number. They said, okay, I should come the following week for a test to see if I can work with them. I went for the test, and that was it. They asked me to come the following week again to sign the contract. I went to sign the contract, and the next day I went for training. That was how I started working. Immediately, I was even so shocked. Contrary to things I see online, I was even worried when I got here. What if I'm not able to work? How will I complete my school fees and the likes? But I started working and I'm so excited because I'll be paid very soon. At least it can take care of my bills. So I can start saving for my school fees. And the language barrier, it hasn't been easy. Like I mentioned earlier, it's not that bad here because there are 3 official languages in Belgium, which is Dutch, German, and French. The Flemish area speak Dutch. The Wallonia, Brussels area speak French. So depending on where you find yourself, I'm at the Flemish region, so they speak Dutch there. So it's difficult communicating in Dutch, to be honest. I've learned a few words like thank you well, and all. And each time I go to the supermarket, some are nice when you speak to them politely, that please, you speak only English. They talk to you. If they can, some don't understand English at all. And those times it's really frustrating because you don't know what they are saying, they don't know what you are saying. So sometimes if they are mentioning the amounts you're supposed to pay, I don't even know what they are saying. I have to look on the screen to see how much it is before I give them the money. So the language is a bit of a barrier, but it's not so bad because they speak English a little. So after admission, what next? Visa process. I got my admission in December. I started working towards the visa in April 2024. Why? Because I needed a police report. And with the police report, it takes just 6 months to expire. So I didn't want to do the report so early, and then it will expire before I put the visa in or arrive Belgium. So I waited so I think end of April was when I had the police report. I went to the police headquarters at the time at Nima, where I went through the biometrics, and after a week, they called me to come for the report. So after I got the report, I needed to legalize my documents. My transcript, my certificate, the police report, passport, biodata, my birth certificate. Yes. So normally you're supposed to legalize them as separate documents. So for the school documents, the transcript, certificate, you can legalize them as one. Then you legalize the birth cert as another document, and the police report another document. So making 3 documents. So I legalized this, and I paid so someone helped me at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Normally, you're supposed to send it to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, but then there are some guys that can help you facilitate the process. So there was a guy who helped me with the process, and after I got the legalized version from the Ghana Foreign Affairs, I then went to the Belgium consulate in Trasaco Face Valley 2 to legalize them there as well. Now, at the Trasaco, they take euros, right? And it's 20 euro per document. So if you go there with cedis, they will ask you to go back and change it to euros. So you need to change your cedis to euros before you go to the Trasaco Valley 2, and then you have to make photocopies of all the documents. So your legalized documents that you got from the Ghana Foreign Affairs, you need to make 2 copies each, and then you go and leave it at the Trasaco Valley 2, that's the Belgium consulate. After a week, they call you back to take your legalized documents. So I went back there after a week in May to take my legalized documents. So mind you, I started in April. I did the police report end of April. In May was when I legalized the documents, and the legalization at the Ghana Foreign Affairs delayed like 2-3 weeks. So by end of May was when I went to the consulate, and I got my legalized documents from the Belgian consulate in just a week, I think 5 days. So I got that in 25th, the last Friday of May, and I was supposed to go to Abidjan. So in Ghana, there's no embassy that you can put your application. The consulate is just for legalizations, inquiries, and all that. So I needed to go to Abidjan to put my application in. But before that, I had to fill the application online. So I filled the application form with my details, my school details, every detail that is required. Then I needed to pay an amount to the Home Office here in Belgium, which is 230 something euros. So a friend here helped me pay that, and I sent the money to him. So I needed that certificate as well to add to the documents before I go to Abidjan. Medicals is also one requirement that you need for your student visa. So I did my medicals in Accra, IOM, I think around Jolu. There are other branches as well. So when you go online, you just check for IOM, you find it, and then you go there for your medicals. And it also took 5 days. They called me for the medicals. And please, when you receive your medicals, do not open it. If you open it, it is invalid. So you don't have to open it. The envelope will be sealed. You submit it like that to the visa office. After they are done with everything, they return your original documents and everything with your passport. So after I got all these things, then before I got the documents, I had already booked my date at VFS in advance. So after I got the documents, I set out to Abidjan. It was through STC. The amount was like 417 cedis or 18 cedis from Circle main station to Abidjan. And when you're going, you need to vaccinate yourself, yellow fever, which I did at the police hospital. I think many hospitals in Ghana do it, but I did mine at the police hospital. So through the border, they will check all those things. If you don't have it, they make you pay. Like people that didn't have the yellow fever paid 5,000 safer before they were able to cross. At the border, you can buy your SIM card that you'll be communicating when you get to Abidjan. Because when you get to Abidjan, you can't use your Ghana SIM card. So at the border, you can buy your SIM card, you can change your money. But I changed my money from Ghana cedis to CFA before I even went to Abidjan. But at the border, there are people who always help you with changing. So cross the border, I got to Abidjan on a Tuesday, and my appointment was on a Wednesday. Now, I got there on Monday because I don't know, I didn't want any things to happen on the way. So I stayed there a day before my appointment. On the day of the appointment, I sent all my documents, mind you, the legalized documents. And then a sponsor, most importantly, I needed a sponsor because I didn't have a scholarship. I didn't have the money for a blocked account. So I got a sponsor, someone in Luxembourg who guaranteed for me. And with the sponsorship process too, it takes weeks. So your sponsor can send his documents, pay slips to prove that he earns a certain amount. And last year, what I knew was 2,800, 2,900 thereabout. So if the person earns that as net take home every month, the person can guarantee for you. It's not really about how much is in the account. Whether he has money in his account or not, if he earns that consistently, he can guarantee for you. So this sponsor guaranteed for me, and I added that to my documents. So there's a visa checklist that you download online. All the documents that are needed is on that checklist. So you make sure you have all the documents arranged and photocopied, like 2 copies plus the original. I did all that in Ghana before I went to Abidjan to submit at VFS. And I also required, the checklist mentioned insurance. So I had to email an insurance provider in Belgium, and they gave me a temporary certificate of insurance or something telling them that I'll be insured with them when I arrive Belgium. So I added that insurance to my documents and went to VFS. So at VFS, it was actually swift. I submitted my documents, and then they told me to go home and then go to the embassy the following day for the interview. I went back to my hotel. Then I went to the embassy the next day at 9 a.m. At the embassy, I was thinking I'll meet a lot of people, like in a conference room or something, writing an exam. But when I got there, I was the only one. I was asked to sit down. They asked me French or English, and I said English. He handed the questionnaire to me and gave me an hour to finish. So I went through the questionnaire. Mainly, the questions were about why I chose the program, what's the name of my school, where is my school located, the address of my school, why did I choose Belgium and not other countries, my work experience, what I did previously, my former undergraduate, how does it link to what I am coming to do in Belgium. All this, my sponsor name, the number of dependents my sponsor has, and basically everything about your documents. So you need to have all these things in mind. So since you applied yourself, it will be easy because you know your sponsor's name, you know the address, you know your school address and all that. So it wasn't really a big deal. I finished before, and I was just sitting and I didn't know what to do. But eventually he came and then he took the questionnaire from me, and I was done at the embassy. So I went back to my hotel, prepared, and I left to Ghana. I arrived Ghana on Saturday, so I left. So I did the submission at VFS on Wednesday. I did the interview at the embassy on Thursday. Then on Friday, I left Abidjan, arrived Ghana on Saturday. On Tuesday, I got an email that my visa has been processed and it will be sent via DHL. And by Thursday, I got my stamped passport. I was so happy. You know, it was so swift. And I was even scared when I got that email because I was like, this one that it was done so fast, maybe they didn't approve it. That's why they just disapproved for me. But when it came, I opened and I had my stamped visa. So my visa was approved in 2 days. It's an experience, and the process was really smooth for me, so swift and seamless. everything just went as planned. I did everything step by step, and I got a visa. And it just reaffirmed the fact that you can do everything on your own. You don't always need an agent. You can have one or two mentors here. A friend of mine who was in VUB already mentored me with maybe where can I do this, who can do this, but most of the work was done by me. And I got my visa. I didn't pay anything to any agent or anybody, but I got my visa and I'm here in Belgium.